In the heart of Seoul, against the backdrop of a sprawling metropolis, a forbidden affair began to unfold. Maya, a strikingly beautiful actress, had captivated audiences with her performances in blockbuster games. She was the embodiment of allure, with an effortless grace that drew people in like moths to a flame. Across the city, Aiko, an ambitious producer, was making waves in the gaming world. Aiko's sleek, slender form was often wrapped in tailored suits that accentuated her curves, and her sharp features were framed by long dark hair that cascaded down her back. Their paths crossed at a gaming convention, a bustling event filled with industry insiders and fans alike. Maya was there to promote her latest project, and Aiko was scouting for talent. The moment their eyes met, an electric current surged between them, igniting a spark that neither could ignore. They exchanged pleasantries, but the air was thick with the promise of what was to come. After the convention, they found themselves drawn to a sleek, modern cafe nestled between high-rises. The dim lighting created an intimate atmosphere, and as they sat across from each other, the conversation flowed effortlessly. They discussed their passions, their dreams, and the challenges they faced in a male-dominated industry. With every shared laugh and lingering glance, the chemistry intensified. As the night wore on, the cafe emptied, leaving only the two of them in their secluded corner. Aiko leaned closer, her voice a sultry whisper. "I can show you a different side of this city, Maya, a side that isn't just about work." Her gaze held a promise, an invitation to explore the depths of their connection. Their first destination was a hidden arcade, a relic of the past that pulsed with energy. The flickering screens and the sounds of retro games enveloped them. They played games side by side, laughter echoing in the air. But there was an undercurrent of tension that crackled between them. Every brush of their arms sent shivers down Maya's spine, igniting a desire that was both thrilling and terrifying. As they moved deeper into the arcade, Aiko's hand found Maya's, their fingers intertwining. The connection felt electric, and Maya could hardly breathe as Aiko pulled her closer. They found a secluded corner, away from prying eyes, and in that moment, the world outside faded away. Aiko's lips brushed against Maya's, tentative at first, but quickly deepening into a passionate kiss that stole the breath from both of them. But as their bodies pressed together, the atmosphere shifted. Shadows danced along the walls, and the flickering lights began to pulse in a disorienting rhythm. Maya pulled away, her heart pounding. "Did you feel that?" she asked, her voice laced with uncertainty. Aiko's expression darkened, a flicker of something unsettling crossing her features. "It's just the machines," she said, but her voice lacked conviction. They left the arcade, the thrill of their first kiss overshadowed by an unsettling feeling that clung to them. Their next rendezvous was at Aiko's house. The low lighting cast long shadows, and Maya felt an inexplicable chill creep up her spine. Aiko poured them glasses of wine, the rich red liquid swirling like a dark promise. As they sipped, the conversation flowed, but Maya couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. The mirrors lining the walls seemed to ripple, distorting their reflections, and she caught glimpses of movement in the corners of her vision. Aiko noticed her distraction and reached out, her fingers brushing against Maya's arm. "Are you okay?" she asked. Maya forced a smile, but inside, a storm brewed. "Just a little tired," she replied, trying to push the unease aside. But as the night wore on, the shadows grew heavier. They retreated to the bedroom where the atmosphere changed once more. The air was thick with desire, and as Aiko pressed Maya against the wall, their bodies entwined. Aiko's hands roamed over Maya's curves, igniting a fire within her that burned hotter with every touch. Their passion reached a fever pitch. The shadows in the room seemed to twisting. Maya gasped, breaking the kiss. "Aiko, do you feel that?" she asked, her voice trembling. Aiko's eyes gleamed with a predatory intensity, and she leaned closer, her breath hot against Maya's ear. "Don't fight it, Maya. Let go." There was something in her voice, a haunting melody that lured Maya deeper into the abyss. Days turned into a whirlwind of stolen moments and secret rendezvous. They explored the city together, from hidden cafes to rooftop gardens, their connection deepening with every shared kiss and lingering touch. But the shadows continued to loom, growing darker and more menacing as their affair spiraled into a torrid obsession. One evening, Aiko invited Maya to her villa by the sea, a secluded escape that promised privacy and intimacy. The villa was a stunning blend of modern architecture and natural beauty, perched on a cliff overlooking the turbulent ocean. The first night passed in a haze of passion, their bodies entwined beneath silk sheets. They make out, hot and sweaty, lying nude in bed, lingerie strewn around. As dawn broke, Maya awoke to find Aiko staring at her, an unsettling glint in her eyes. "You're perfect," Aiko whispered, her voice dripping with a strange intensity. Maya felt a shiver run down her spine. "What do you mean?" she asked, her heart racing. Aiko smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "You'll see," she replied cryptically. Maya began to experience vivid nightmares. Whispers echoed through her mind, and shadows danced at the edges of her vision. She tried to confide in Aiko, but each time Aiko brushed it off with a laugh, her eyes glinting with a predatory edge. "You're just letting the stress get to you," she would say, her voice soothing, yet laced with something darker. But Maya couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. One stormy night, as rain lashed against the windows, Maya found herself unable to sleep. She wandered through the villa. In one of the rooms, she discovered a collection of old photographs, each one depicting women who looked strikingly similar to her. Their faces were twisted in expressions of ecstasy and terror, and Maya's heart raced as she realized the connection. Panicking, she returned to Aiko, but the woman she loved was waiting for her, a predatory smile on her lips. "You shouldn't have looked," Aiko said, her voice a low growl. "Now you know too much." Maya's heart sank as realization dawned. Aiko was not just a producer. She was a force of darkness, a siren luring her into a trap. "I need to leave," Maya pleaded, desperation clawing at her throat. Aiko stepped closer, her presence overwhelming. "You can't escape, Maya. You're mine now." The shadows in the room seemed to pulse, wrapping around them like chains. With a surge of adrenaline, Maya broke free, racing through the villa, her heart pounding in her chest. She could hear Aiko's laughter echoing behind her. In a frantic bid for freedom, she burst through the front door and into the stormy night. The rain soaked her clothes, but she didn't care. The ocean roared as she ran along the cliff's edge, desperate to escape the darkness that threatened to consume her. But Aiko was there, her silhouette emerging from the shadows, a haunting figure against the stormy sky. "You can't run from me, Maya," she called, her voice echoing like a siren song. "You belong to me." Maya's heart raced as she turned to face Aiko, determination fueling her. "No! I won't let you take me!" she shouted, her voice rising above the roar of the storm. Maya plunged into the ocean, the cold water enveloping her like a shroud. She swam against the current, fighting for her life, but the darkness pursued her, clawing at her heels. Just as she thought she would drown, she broke the surface, gasping for air. As the waves crashed around her, Maya felt the weight of despair settle in her chest. But in that moment, she realized that she was stronger than the darkness. With a fierce determination, she swam toward the shore, fighting against the pull of the ocean. As she reached the safety of the land, she turned to face Aiko one last time. "I am not yours," she declared, her voice steady and resolute. "I will break free." With that, she ran into the night, leaving the shadows behind. The city lights flickered in the distance, a beacon of hope guiding her home. The darkness may have tried to claim her, but she was determined to reclaim her life, her identity, and her freedom. And in that moment, she knew she would never let the shadows consume her again.